Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom on Max. So, this popped off on like HBO, and I decided to sit down and watch it with my dad. Because we had seen that it had popped on, we kind of got into a little bit in the middle of it, and then we decided to watch it through, and it was like, huh, okay, this is a thing. It's kind of like the Fast and the Furious franchise, where it's become what my family likes to call a bullshit movie, where such ludicrous and stupid shit kind of happens that you just call bullshit on it. Like, just the complete and utter escalation that happens in the Fast and Furious franchise of like, that's bullshit, why the fuck is that happening? And then it's like, shit, that's bullshit, then fuck. But this movie is just a mishmash of, like, every fucking thing without actually really saying fuck all about anything. Like, fatherhood and young kids with Arthur having Arthur Jr., brotherhood with him and Orm, climate change in the weirdest and stupidest way possible. Those are the main kind of things. And of course, this is around the time that, like, the whole Amber Heard shit was going on, so she's kind of strangely tacked into this movie, given just enough to kind of justify some kind of inclusion, but enough to pretty much just be like, hey, fuck it. It's like they didn't know what the fuck to do with her, and she's just kind of there. It's like, alright. Okay. Where do we want to fucking begin with this shit? I mean, we pretty much get seen that... It's also really weird. You can tell that Jason Momoa has a good time in this movie, but he is given just really fuck all to really do. So we see them kind of showcasing that they've had the kid. They're pretty much still living with Arthur's father, doing stuff with the kid, being a superhero. We see that it pretty much starts off with Aquaman doing this like fight against pirates, and he's like relaying it to his kid. We see that his kid has the same kind of ability to speak to fish that he does. He's like, oh yeah, and bonding over that, bonding with his dad about trying to like have a better world for his son. There's like interesting moments that they want to try to accomplish, but most of it is just tonal whiplash of like, the thing is, they try and get down with the certain kind of Marvel formula, which you try and do it in the beginning where you're like trying to balance seriousness and jokes and humor. It's a hard thing to accomplish. Granted, Marvel tried to formalize this, and it just, you have to have it kind of as organically as possible. Here, we're dealing with serious stuff, and then it goes fuckity-doo-dah, fuckity-day, where we then see that Aquaman sneaking back in, accidentally steps on a truck, and the baby wakes up. And while this is going on, we see that Black Manta is attempting to find Atlantean technology with... Who is he? I want to say Agent Wu from fucking MCU. Shin. Dr. Shin. And he's still trying to do this because Aquaman killed his father. Well, they get pretty much to... let me see, where is it? Antarctica. They pretty much get into this cave where everything's like fucked up, and Black Manta gets hooked up with this Black Trident, which we essentially get necromancer, Lich King kind of shit, where it's like, free me from my prison and you shall have untold power to kill your enemies, blah, 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 blah. And he essentially becomes kind of like Hawkeye from the Avengers, where there is no Black Manta really going after. I mean, he still kind of adheres to the, I'm going to get revenge on Aquaman, but it's still pretty much in service of this other dude frozen in this shit, which we learn throughout Atlantean history, as the exposition is given, is the brother of Attilan. Atlan. Kordax. Like, he tried to usurp the throne and was imprisoned with blood magic, and of course that means it needs to be Arthur or Orm or Arthur's son to do that. Let's see here. And we learn that Black Manta's plan for releasing said undead lich fuck dude is to use this this fuel, orichalcum, which has really dangerous greenhouse gases, and pretty much burn it in a volcano to raise the Earth's temperature to melt Antarctica enough to free Kordax. That is a level of stupid beyond anything. That's like, I want to disinfect my thumb, so I'm going to shove myself in a sauna and cook myself, and that'll be disinfected. It's like, couldn't you laser some shit? Can't you, like, specifically target this? I mean, never mind the fact that it's fucking inefficient and would take fucking forever. I mean, this dude's been going around pretty much essentially going to, like, nuclear waste disposals, which nobody in fucking Atlantis fucking figured out. And that doesn't really help matters that Arthur and the council don't know what the fuck they're doing, because Arthur is like, what the fuck are all these assholes doing? And they're just waiting for an excuse to fucking fuck over the surface world. It's just like, oh my god, what the fuck? Because Black Manta does attack Atlantis. We get Curry fighting Arthur's mom also getting in the thing. Mira then gets fucked up by Black Manta and gets put out of commission. And then Arthur gets the idea, hey, I need to find Black Manta, so I'm going to get my brother out of prison. Then we have a prison escape kind of thing. And it's now buddy, brother, frenemies kind of shit going on. Man, it's really fucking stupid. And, like, sibling relationships are one of the things that, like, I can, I can let really connect with me, and either I can tell if you're not doing a good job at it, or you are doing a good job at it. And this one, it was just like, wow, you just checked a lot of boxes just to get this shit done, didn't ya? And so they go around, Arthur kind of fucks with him, Orm kind of fucks with him, they go to this kind of pirate thing to get an understanding, and it's like, I don't, like, get like Star Wars Cantina kind of shit. So they pretty much go to the fucking volcanic island, they see all this orichalcum mutating shit. Arthur gets Orm to fucking eat a cockroach, and then he eats another one on a burger at the end. And then we see all the people coming to help, and they go and fight Black Manta and his forces. Shin defects and tries to help them out. Arthur and Orm kind of get fucked up a little bit by Black Manta, but we see Dolph Lundgren and Mira pop up. They're able, they have, of course, Manta also attempted to kill Arthur's father and stole the baby, so that way he could have the blood for the blood magic. Shin's like, fuck that shit, and pretty much does a switcheroo on his ass. Arthur's father is still alive. I know this sounds kind of weird that I'm just listing off what happens, but it's really not that interesting. It is truly a boring, schizophrenic kind of made by committee, I don't give a fuck of what's kind of going on here. They're like, this is shit fucked. We were making it anyway. And it's kind of weird where I'd be like, then why did you release it? I mean, you've kind of canned other kind of things, and I'm like, this was better than that? And I like Jason Momoa. And I liked the first Aquaman. This is just, I don't know, they might have given certain, like, ideas and just let the director kind of do what they wanted, which is a good thing and a bad thing sometimes. Sometimes you get some really interesting and different kind of takes on characters, and sometimes you get a director that can't get out of their own way. Like Zack Snyder on his overuse of slow-mo, Rebel Moon. Fuck. Damn. Or Taika Waititi going from Thor Ragnarok to Thor Love and Thunder. Like, you just don't let him do that to fucking Gore the God Butcher. See? There's examples in DC and Marvel. Oh my god. So, Arthur pretty much bleeds, and we get Kordax popping off, and he's wrestling with Orm and the Black Trident, and they both win out, and they try and toss the Black Trident at Kordax. He's like, I caught this shit, and then Arthur uses his Trident and kills that motherfucker, and it was like the quickest kind of thing, and Arthur tries to help Black Manta as he's like hanging on to things, like, fuck you, man, never, and then tosses himself, and it's like, wow, it was the most shitty use of a character I've really ever seen. Their idea was to use this villain to set up this other villain that really had nothing either. It was like, wow. Or whatever. And then the movie ends with Arthur pretty much calling an audible and revealing Atlantis to the surface world and being like, yeah, I'm Aquaman, bitches. And then he goes out kind of similar to an Iron Man kind of scenario. And then we get the thing at the end where Orm's eating a burger because Arthur pretty much called him out. I was like, you should have all these prejudices on the surface world, and you haven't even, like, you're missing out on so much good shit. Then he's eating that burger, and then he just puts a cockroach on it and eats it. It's just totally everywhere. It doesn't care what kind of... It tries to say, like, surface level stuff messaging with, like, parenthood, brotherhood, and climate change. It's just the most surface level examination and just paint by numbers set pieces. Oh, okay, this, and then to the end, it's like, wow, It's 2 hours and 4 minutes, and I would not recommend it really to anyone. Like, if you like the first Aquaman, just watch the first Aquaman. It's better. It's better characters, better story, better pacing. And I know that's weird because it's got the same actors and the same director, but for the love of fuck, man, I just did not enjoy this. But if you did enjoy this, I'm happy for you. I always want to make sure that, like, that's cool, man. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. This did not do it for me and was really just like, wow, this kind of felt like a pretty big waste of time. And I just really wouldn't recommend it for the action. Like, oh god, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on underwater, it's mainly just a CGI fest, and not even really that good of a one. Also, it's like, if you're doing this, it would almost be better to just be animated at this point. Because you're just going to get that uncanny valley kind of shit going on. Pretty much kind of the same kind of idea that would be going on with Avatar The Last Airbender. If the effects are going to draw you out instead of draw you in, try and do it to the best of what's going on for the story. And sometimes that means going an animation route. Does that mean that I don't think Aquaman could work in live action? No. But it's a vastly harder kind of one to do because of the underwater bits, unless you focus most of your stuff inside buildings that don't utilize water. And, like, they actually just go around as regular people walking and talking. And then having your action and everything really tuned in with your CGI and not just, oh, fuck, it's going to be an action scene. Nobody cares about these anyway. I'm a person that thinks that action scenes are very fucking important, and I like to see what's going on. And if your objective is to make it as fast and frenetic and kinetic as possible so you can't tell how shitty it is, I'm going to understand that tactic that you're going to be using, and I'm going to be like, no, that's not how that works, asshole. Now, does that mean I catch it every time? No, sometimes I'm just dumbfounded by some kind of thing that potentially was getting onto that effect, like a bullshit moment, like, what the fuck? But that's kind of what it felt like. It's like, oh, we're just going to do this as fast-paced as possible so nobody kind of recognizes what's kind of going on. I'm like, okay. God. So, I really wouldn't recommend this. I'm interested to see what the new DCU is going to kind of be like. But I don't think... It'll be interesting to see how James Gunn does this stuff. but I do not have faith in the Warner Brothers leadership because they're just doing whatever the fuck, and it's got David Zaslav is like, it's gonna be a bad time. Okay, like, do I think the DC universe is worth a live-action universe? Fuck yes. Batman, Superman, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Flash, Shazam, Martian Manhunter, fucking Wonder Woman. These are great characters. They deserve a good live action. I just don't know how that's going to happen. And we almost need, like, DC to be splintered off and, like, them just do what they need to do. I don't know. This one was just not a good one, and I don't recommend it. So those are my opinions on the movie. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.